Alright, I'm gonna deal with part two. What was it? I typed left North Carolina. Left North Carolina, made it to Chicago drop yard. And I'm gonna put part two on this one. Alright, yeah, where I left off, when I was talking, I just climbed out of the truck and went inside the laundromat to dump my clothes from the washer into the dryer. So I set it on 40 minutes. Cause them dryers are pretty intense, they can overheat, almost overheat your clothes if you put it in there too long. Yeah, my clothes are gonna be hot to the touch. Almost as hot as a radiator jacket in there. Probably hotter than that. But anyway, I got 40 minutes left to do this, but I'm not gonna spend all my 40 minutes because I'm gonna kind of go back there. I got something personal to talk about between me and my highest authority. I'd rather censor it. Despite of me coming back into this. I don't mind saying this. I'm gonna squeeze a small speck. I don't mind expressing certain things about me, the way I feel about myself. I don't have to tell nobody my personal business. But I will only go to a certain degree, just like, how I don't like showing certain things with a cell phone. Because we all have our own. We all got to protect ourselves nowadays because of modern technology and stuff like that. So I'll just censor it and I'll keep my mouth shut the rest of the way. No, about that particular issue. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. It wasn't really me that got lucky with Western Express. It wasn't really me that got lucky with advanced transportation. Like, what's causing me to get hired? It wasn't them. I did not fit. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if my record was clean. It didn't matter if my record was so dirty. I would have still got me a job anyway. Not because of the legal system, not because of anybody. Something or some authority is in charge of me that's causing that. That wasn't me. That was me random selecting some truck company that would fit me in. It would have took forever. It wasn't them that hired me. It wasn't Western Express. It wasn't the second one. It wasn't the second, it wasn't the first European truck company, which was the second truck job I had in Bridgeville, Illinois. Neither was it this one. It was not this company that actually selected me. Some authority in charge of me is the one that pulled the strings. That's what caused me to get a job. And what caused me to get the job the second time, not Tom, time, sorry if I pronounced it wrong. It's the same authority. I kept coming back to the same thing. You know what they look like? Look almost like I never seen that brand car before. It got some yellow brake calipers and brake disc in there. It looks similar like a Volvo. It looked like a futuristic Volvo. Anyway, it's like, yes, I said to myself, yes, y'all saw that last company that I applied for. You remember when I took my personal truck over there in Huntley, Illinois, and I went through orientation and they took so long to give me the drug results and I had to pull away and stuff like that. You remember that one time when I shot the video of my truck and I showed you the trailer, trailers in the truck terminal. That other company I got hired for. I got hired on this other company, and I pulled away from it and came back to my previous one, which I'm at right now. Yes, that one, I came close, but I guess maybe I had something to learn, or I did not fit the criteria. It's more like, it seemed like the part where the boss from this truck company, my previous, my farmer truck company, it seemed like that 550 he was talking about, it seemed like I ran into it in person. Over the phone also. That's the reason why I came back to this one, because he said his company has one of the highest ratings. That's the reason why. Maybe it's not only that, before I even got this job in 23 with this second truck company where I bought this black Volvo from, it seemed like I asked this personal authority, for my request. I said, I asked my authority if I can get one of the best foreign truck companies in the country. It doesn't have to be the best, just something to fit my criteria or fit my requirements, or to suit its requirements. It doesn't have to be the best, just one of the best. And I landed on it, and that authority gave me my request. I didn't know what the job was gonna look like. I wasn't too picky about the trucks either, but I would appreciate it if the trucks were governed a little bit faster, at least up to 70 or faster. I didn't ask for that either, but I just covered the whole thing by saying one of the best. And I even explained to that authority that the reason why I think I deserve it is because I went through hell on this other truck company, and I went through hell, and I suffered, and I don't think I deserve that. And I said to this authority, according to what I think I deserve something better. Not only did I run into it, right after the second truck company, which was the first European truck job in Bridgeview. You all saw that one. That was like what? This is what? 2.5 years ago. Y'all saw me driving that white Cascadia that said advanced transportation. Yeah, that one. At that time, I didn't ask for so much. But after I left that one, that's when I started saying, if I could have one of the best, because I put up with enough. I said I can't take it no more. And guess what? Even though it seems so shallow and so pitiful when I first came to this one, that's when I started seeing some benefits out of it. It started paying me a little bit, a couple of $100 more than just $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week is pretty hard. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best, but for a company driver, yes, it's better than nothing. Compared to, 500, 600, and 700 a week, when it goes around in a circle. Compared to that, it's better than nothing. But the second foreign truck company, yes, it did pay a couple of $100 extra above $1,000. And this one is it. This is it right here. So even though the other one that I tried, I didn't really get a chance to get a paycheck from that last one. So I pulled away from it because it took too long to give me my drug results. So I came. No, it's like I asked that authority again and said, well, I don't mind coming back to this one then, but I'm not gonna. I said to myself, I don't like being unemployed, and I don't need to be unemployed. But I said, I'm too scared, I'm too shy to come back. I'm too scared and I'm too shy to come back to this one because, I thought they were stuck up and they didn't want to talk to me because of the way I left. I didn't leave on bad terms or nothing. I didn't cuss nobody out. I only pulled away because I broke down quite a bit of times in them other trucks. The last episode was too scary and too risky and slightly almost dangerous. Broke down in Minnesota and stayed stuck there for like 10 or 11 days. And it was free, snow. It was like 9 degrees below zero at that time. But at least the truck engine can run, but the 2 cylinders went out, so it was only functioning off of 4. So I couldn't come back over to Chicago. So anyway, that one was pretty scary. Anyways, at least I didn't leave on bad terms. I couldn't keep up with it, so it's like I asked my authority, well, it did cross my mind, so I said to it. And then I said, I don't mind coming back to them. It's just that I don't feel like being responsible for pulling any strings, but I did give this authority permission to do it. Because I said, it's more like they or it is in charge of taking care of me. So, if I do something wrong or right, it's going to be in charge of dishing out what's required of me. So, anyways, I did just that. And I said, all right. And I could see why. Not only that, them other attempts of me making, not making phone calls, filling out them applications on them job websites like Indeed. And I'm over here getting phone calls by the excess. As soon as I go on the computer for like 2 minutes, the phone starts ringing. I don't even get a chance to finish filling it out. And then it's one of them truck companies. As soon as I send it off and then get ready to do like 3 job applications in 1 week or in 1 day, like how they say it, like when you apply for unemployment benefits, you know how the rules are. I wasn't applying for no benefits. I was just doing it their way. So as soon as I send one, and I'm getting ready to go type on the computer and fill out another application, the phone start ringing. I said, man, I can't answer it now. I gotta finish this. And then after that, when I pick it up, that's when, it's another foreign truck company. So I landed on one about 4 times. This one said, can you do 1,000 miles in 1 day? I know I've been this way about 3 times. I'm going to say it again. And I said, if it's possible, yeah. But I never heard of it. So I'm guessing this must be one of them fake ones. This must be one of them illegal truck companies. And it is. Because when my ex-boss called me to come back to this one, before he called me to come back to this one, I was there talking to him on the phone about that. I even asked my brother the same question. Have you ever heard of a company or a recruiter asking you if you could do 1,000 miles in 1 day? And he started explaining me to the reason, telling me, nah, I never heard of that. You could tell they're full of, they're full of I don't want to say it right now. So I said the same thing. That's what I thought too. I just wasn't sure because I ain't got no background experience knowing all this stuff, Yeah, it sounds like shit out here, right? Yeah, it's bad out there, man. I could hear it. I'm getting ready to roll the windows up. It's getting nasty out there. Sorry about that. The demons from the trenches of hell just woke up. I wasn't supposed to turn this on. Anyways, I never heard of that. So I said, yes, it's starting to ring a bell again. That's the reason why my boss said 550 in Illinois, in Chicago, went out of business. That's the reason why he was saying that. And the other half of the reason is they not only lie here and there, but they're very clumsy and they're friggin' stupid all the time. So what happened is, it seemed like I said to myself, don't give in to it. I mean, just try to stick it out. You know, my poor mama, they're lending me money and stuff like that, but I stuck it out. So I guess over a period of time, I came to terms with myself, and then when it had crossed my mind, and I said, yes, I guess this authority, this high-class authority that's in charge of me, is actually asking me my permission for it to grant me my so-called wishes, so to speak. I said, all right, I'm like, talking back to it. So I said, I don't mind. I'll go ahead because I'm starting to see why my boss said 550 went out of business. Now I know it. And they had ones outside from Ohio and other places like Orlando. I tried Indeed.com and type Orlando, Florida and Miami. And I'm still getting almost the same thing. So it's not just Chicago, it's outside Chicago also. So I said, yeah. Not only that, my former boss said that this company has one of the highest ratings. And that's the reason why I said, all right. I said to this authority figure, and I said, well, it asked me if I wanted to go back, and I said, I wouldn't mind. It's just that I feel scared and shy to ask. But I also told this authority, I don't really feel like making any phone calls and I don't feel like knocking on nobody's door asking if I can get my job back. So I said to myself, I'm going to leave it in y'all's hands, or your hands. I'm going to leave it in your hands and let you pull the strings. I'm going to let you decide. And guess what? I told that authority it was okay. Yes, I will accept it. If they call me back, yes, I'll go ahead and go back to them. And so I did. Here it is. There it is. You could say I'm fantasizing or what, but I ain't. I ain't fantasizing. Nah, my internal conscience was telling me that. Do you think if they call you back, this is what it was telling me, if they were to call you back, would you make an exception to it? I said, sure, I don't mind. They seem like pretty alright people, even though we have our differences, we do have problems. But, according to what I ran into the last time, I had to pull away. So, I said, compared to the other ones, I don't care. I don't mind. I'll go back alright. It's better than me wasting my time, wasting my life. And not only that, you're not really going to find a good job nowadays. Especially nowadays. Especially the part where that manager said 550 went out of business in just one spot, one city, Chicago. Nah, it's more like criminal base most everywhere, anywhere. Not to mention even, I don't know the name of the truck terminal, but it's one of them Samsung truck terminals somewhere about Chicago. It's one of the security guards told me that the truck drivers are stealing the freight they're stealing the customers' freight out of their own trailers. That's the reason why they have X amount of security guards on one of them terminals. That's what one of the security guards told me. But yeah, I see it. And they have some illegal ones that want you to push 1,000 miles in one day. Well, I asked my brother and my boss that. They both said almost the same thing. My boss knows it for sure. He knows it. He knows the answer for sure. He said, of course not. That's not even possible. They're full of it. So there you go. So I said, yeah, I don't mind coming back to this one, but I don't know how to do it. I said to this authority, I don't know how to do it. You're gonna have to help me out on that. I'm leaving it in your hands to decide how you want to do it. I'm giving you that. It's not, I'm not I'm not a manager or boss over that. It's asking me for my request. Most of the way, I'm supposed to ask it for my request, and it's gonna decide if I should have it or not. Like if I should have a truck like this or not, or maybe I should have a house or not. But the thing is, this time it's asking me. It's asking me what I prefer, because I was offended. It doesn't just approach me whenever it wants and force me to do something. It's more like this time I had to give. It's not like I'm giving it permission. I'm just saying, okay, it's all right with me. I'm not the one. I'm not telling it what to do. It's telling me, is it okay with me or not? And I said, yes, it's okay. As long as I feel convinced about the situation, yes. As long as I ain't diving back into something that's, like, let's say I was working at a body shop or something like that. Let's say I'm sanding cars and I'm buffing cars. Let's say I've been running into a lot of problems on the job. It doesn't make any sense quitting, coming back, quitting, coming back, quitting, coming back, You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's nothing wrong with this one. So I said, yeah, it's all right. But the thing is, according to where we left off, so I said to it, I'm not too, I don't feel bold about. I'm not gonna make the first. I'm not gonna pull the first move. It's more like I'm leaving it in your hands, and I want you to show me. Just go ahead and tell me what to do, or let it call me first. So that's when I got a phone call from it. So that's when, you see, I was waiting patiently for that. I didn't feel like rushing it. I was too scared and too shy. So that's when I got a phone call. And while I was talking to my boss the second time, before I came back on the job the second time, I said, I hope I get a chance to work. But I didn't say it. No, I didn't ask for no job, I didn't ask for none. I was just beating around the bush talking about something else. Like, I was there talking to him about, have you ever heard of somebody asking you to do 1,000 miles? And I said, nah. He said, nah. So, anyway, he even said, don't go broke or nothing like that. So I said, I won't. The thing is, he said, how it is with the job situation? Still unemployed. So he said, he knows somebody that could, that might want to, hire you. So that's when I'm over here thinking I might be working for some other truck company or something. I didn't realize that I was coming back to the same one. It's just that he had hired a new owner-operator that owns this truck. But he said the owner-operator that owns this truck doesn't mind me driving this. So he said he could sure use somebody to drive one of his trucks. So now I'm driving it. So he said it's a red Freightliner Cascadia. I said it almost blew me away, man. I said I can't believe this. It's sure it ain't the best thing in the world, and I don't think I'm worth that much. I'm worth something, all right. I'm worth something. I'm important. Yo, man, I'm getting some kind of unwanted attention up in this shit. I don't like this. I don't like the way them immigrants are staring at me like this. I don't want to be here. I don't like this. I'm sorry, man. I'm in a place where, I can't really go nowhere far, and I'm getting nervous right now. I don't want to stay here too long, but I gotta get my clothes and get out of here. I ain't used to this at all. I kind of notice this thing going on like every once in a while. I don't want to be here so long, but I gotta wait for my clothes to get out. Now I'm getting them unwanted stares. I don't like it. I don't know if it's because I'm the only one sitting up in here with a truck or what, but I don't like it. Anyways, all I gotta say is, I said I can't believe this. So when he said yes, and he said if you can make it up to the yard, you know, you could park your truck on the yard overnight, and tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon or whatever, we'll go over and get the truck, and then you'll start putting the trailer sooner or later. So yeah, he took me over there. He took me over there in his vehicle, and I checked it out, and that's when I noticed, as soon as I climbed into the truck, and as soon as I closed the door like that, water started falling right through here, and it dropped all over here. If water started falling somewhere up there, and started pouring constantly right on the dashboard right here. And that's when, yeah, they told me that I called my manager and told him about it, and they took it to the shop, and they found a leak way up on the roof. I could even climb up there and show it to you. It's got some black tape over it now. So they took it to the shop, and they put tape on it, put some black masking tape or something like that. Was it duct tape? Black duct tape. And the leak stopped so far, but it's still leaking over here though. It's leaking. Yeah, it rained yesterday, and it even rained a couple of days ago. It's leaking on top of that refrigerator console. It's leaking like somewhere behind that microwave oven, and it's piling up. It's flooding water on right there. This truck is still leaking a lot of water. Not a lot like before, because they put tape on the roof and it took care of that side. But that right there is leaking. So it's leaking. It was leaking over here, but now it's leaking back there. So that's the reason why I took most of my stuff off. I used to put my wallet over there, but I put it over here in the cabinet now. So anyway, all I gotta say is, yeah, it's like what I said when I was down in North Carolina, when I was videotaping the loading dock. Like the trailer sitting, trailer was bouncing up and down where that forklift was going in there. That was what, yesterday? No, 2 days ago. It's like, man, last year and the year before last year on this job, I started collapsing. It seemed like I gotta deal with my external side and my internal side. I'm falling apart. This thing is tearing me to pieces. So you might say, are they working me to death? No, not now. Maybe I should have opened my mouth a long time ago, but no, not now. On this last load right now, I don't mind telling you if that's what you're thinking. Tomorrow, tonight, sometime tonight or in the morning, sometime tonight or midnight, when I drive back down to Juliet, Illinois to deliver this last load, yes, my dispatcher said I can have a couple of days off. He did tell me. I did not ask for a request. He did it. He said it on his own. So, yeah, I would like to say, back to the point about that, that authority I was talking about. It's like I said, it's okay. Now, since I feel convinced, I went this way, I went that way. Yes, I did pretty much I got accepted by about three different foreign truck companies so far. And the fourth one did hire me. No, I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about like them other ones from Indeed.com and that kind of stuff. I'm saying from Indeed only. At least 4 of them. The 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them just about hired me. But I did not go to orientation in person because of my situation with my truck. The third one wanted me on, but he couldn't stick to his word. He didn't even call me back or nothing. But he said, I think that's the one that was asking me if I could max out 1,000 miles in one day. And then the fourth one, you could see the one in Huntley, Illinois, where I videotaped myself in the truck terminal and my truck. I videotaped my truck in the truck terminal. And that's the one where I pulled away from. And now, I guess the fifth one is back to my former truck company here. So I land on the fifth one. So it seemed like, yes, it's taking me a while to readjust. Of course, yes, I'm delivering the loads on time still, even though right now. But it's taking me a while to adjust because I can see. Hold up. Damn. Look like a police car, but it ain't. No, I saw a black and white vehicle, but they didn't have no police logo on it. It's like this. What was I gonna say? Back to this. Man, I forgot I must have left. Let's see if I can remember. I'm sorry, man. I'm hung up. I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, I must have got distracted. I can't remember what I was saying. Alright. I skipped that subject. I forgot what I was going to say. Even though I landed on the 5th chance coming back on this job, it's like I'm gonna have to deal with my internal side and my external side, because if I don't keep track of myself, if I don't keep track of this, there ain't no telling how it's gonna go. I don't want to find myself, asking for breaks so many times, because once or twice, I remember last year, my boss did say that I've been asking for too many weeks off or too many days off. Yeah, that was true. So I don't want to catch myself falling apart, getting burned out or depressed or whatever. Yeah, naturally you're going to get tired, but whatever is causing it, I just got to fix that. So it seemed like I'm gonna have to go for another go around of that 15 grand. I don't like it. I don't like the sound of it. I don't really like talking about it. But I thought 10 grand was gonna cover my problem. And I realized I'm gonna have to go 15 because that that registration fee for my Volvo, the statement said $2,888. That's close to 3 grand, and I did pay over 3,000, a little bit over 3,000 the first time. Yeah, I did pay over 3,000 the first time, man. Sorry, man. I'm getting grossed out, if you don't mind. There's all kinds of shit happening. I just don't feel like going there. We're better off back here anyway, because it's kind of cooler most of the time. thing is, I had planned on maybe going 13 grand just to benefit myself. Nah, that might have been good enough. I'm not gonna stick it out and go that far. No, I'm not gonna go all the way up to 20 grand or anything like that. I gotta find a solution to this. I'm gonna just put that truck in shape and just sit there and wait. It's more like this is what I had in mind. It had crossed my mind yesterday for the first time. I remember how good I was at stashing away money so good, because even my boss in this truck company, he said I'm good at doing that. So what I'll probably do is I'll knock out a few problems here and there, and when I feel close to satisfaction with my truck, of course I'm not gonna stop right there, for a long time. I'm gonna keep on going right through it. I'm gonna add minor body work to it. I'm not gonna repaint the whole truck. It did have a cave, like a cave indent on the passenger side on the body. Yeah, it's very, very, very minor. It's not really serious. It doesn't really show that much, but I'm just gonna do a lot of personal details around that truck, and that's it. It ain't gonna be all done right now. I'm going after the major stuff. It's more like the fuel injectors that need cleaning, the shims for the rocker arms, valve lash adjustment. Even though it's got 500,000+ miles after overhaul, well, another foreign truck company recruiter said he wouldn't go that far, getting an overhaul so early. So that thing, not only that, the mechanic from this one that did the overhaul on my truck back in 2016, he said it could go another year or so. So he's saying the same thing. So that truck really ain't, my truck really isn't due for engine overhaul as of yet. So that's good. That's better. You could tell by the external side, it is kind of rusty and kind of dirty on the outside, but it's not such a bad engine anyways. But some minor stuff on the outside, and pretty much on the outside, it's gonna cost more than a couple of thousand. It's gonna cost up to 10 grand, pretty much, close somewhere. But 15 grand is probably the highest I plan on reaching. So I'll probably just pay for the registration fee and any excess stuff around my truck to do, and that's it. And then I'm gonna back myself up with a few $1,000s. I'm not thinking of going 20. I don't think I want to stay this long. I mean, I'll probably keep the job, alright. I'll stick it out and keep the job, but what I had in mind was, since I'm going to be maxing out all this time, working and stuff, I'll probably stick it out a couple of months. It's more like I'm going to take a vacation after that. I'm going to max out probably 15 grand, maybe 10 or 15, somewhere between 10 and 15, and then sit around. Like, I'm going to use that $3,000 or whatever leftovers. I'm going to use the leftovers and just sit around and maybe camp out in a hotel or in my truck and give myself some time to contemplate and find out what I need to do, how I'm gonna do my self-employed job, or maybe I might do owner-operator with this company for a while. Like cut away for a while. Of course, if you gotta cut away from these trucks, they're not allowed to sit around. They're not gonna be sitting around. Somebody has to drive them. So it's possible, like next couple of months, I might have to cut away. I'm not necessarily gonna quit. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm not gonna leave myself in a hole. I'm gonna think, kind of advance myself a little better this time. I'm gonna go ahead and write this down before I forget it. I'll cut away after I put my truck in reasonable condition. It ain't gonna stay that way though. It's gonna get better than that. It might be in reasonable condition, perfect condition, I don't care, but I'm gonna go past that limit. I'm gonna refresh it that good. I'll cut away for like maybe 2 months, 3 months, I don't know. But I won't quit this job. It's better if I don't quit this job because there ain't nothing else in sight. I won't quit this job, but I'll cut away. Pretty much the same thing like I did last year in 24. And when I cut away, then I'm gonna make two decisions. It's either I'm gonna be wearing the company logo that once used to be on my truck again from this company and go owner operator for a short while, or if something else comes up, I don't know, I might be doing car carrier. If not, maybe I'll stick it out with them, a couple of times or so. I don't know. It's either owner operator for a short while or something else. I don't know. But something's gotta happen. Not to mention, I ain't really getting any pensions or social security benefits either. I gotta watch that. That's another scary thing. Anyways, man, so far I spent 40 minutes talking? Yes, I would say my clothes are just about done right now. 40 minutes went by pretty fast. But the dryer said at 40 minutes it should be done already. Alright, what I gotta do next, I'm gonna fetch my clothes out the dryer right now. I'm gonna bobtail this truck back to should I say home base, to the drop yard. And yeah, the mechanic, oh yes, I got an air leak on the trailers, the trailer bell housing, the airbag suspension. One of the airbags on the trailer is leaking. The same day when I shot the video in North Carolina, I did put my hand, I went underneath the trailer, at the back of the trailer, and I put my hand up against the airbags, and it is leaking. The airbags is not cut, it's just leaking right between the, I don't know what you call it, the bell housing and the rubber bag itself. And you can hear air spraying right through one of the knobs. It's gonna be spraying through the red knob. But right now I gotta go back, hook up to the trailer. That dude just showed up in the office, but he's not quite ready yet. He's doing some phone calls and stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut away and grab my clothes and I'll come back. Let's see if I can find something here, man. Hold up. I gotta get a bag or something. Gotta get a clothes bag. I want a clean one. Put down the sun. Just get this in here. I'll go ahead and use this. I'm gonna use this instead. Cut this off. Instead of me using this is for dirty clothes. Let's spear this. Use this instead. Yo, I'm gonna cut away for right now. I've been talking a lot, so I'll probably do this in the next couple of days. Alright, it's been nice talking to you. I'll see you later.